y'all YouTube? Welcome back to the band channel with your boy B. Let's see what special we have. What happened after two knee surgeries? Why left TNC? Will tune in. Posted a video. I just want to hear what's going on with him, man. Hopefully everything is all good. Hit the like button and subscribe. As you guys see, we're on the road to 110,000 subscribers. We're trying to get to 110 before the year is over. I think we're going to accomplish that goal. But let's see what Will has to say, and let's just see what Will got to say, man. I mean, I'm glad to see that he's good and everything that's going on in his life. But let's dive into this, man. Hit the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Patreon link, Discord link, NBD merch link. All of that is in the description.
Yeah, man, I don't even know how to start this video, man. It's been a while since I really wanted to sit down and film a video like this.
Is this only in my right ear?
Get right into it, with the most recent thing that you guys had saw on my social
This is only in my right ear.
Something on my Instagram regarding having surgery. I had surgery August 20th of 2025. Right now, as I'm filming,
chat, if y'all can only hear in a right speaker or something, that's not me. I can only hear in my right ear right now.
We are on September 2nd, so that's about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks out from surgery. What essentially had happened was, and I'll just rip the Band-Aid off, I ruptured full tear in my meniscus, kind of basically blew it up, and I have a partial tear in my ACL with partial tear on my MCL and my LCL. So pretty much blew my knee up. The foundation of my ACLs, where it's intact, right, where it's connected to, those are still intact, but the ACL, when it connects to bone, that's where the slight tear is, and they had to go in and fix that, but also had to repair my meniscus, so they sewed up a lot of stuff. They did a lot of things. They put some sutures. They did a lot of things in my knee, and I could tell you now that surgery was so painful afterwards. I was not accounting for all the pain that I was gonna be in afterwards, but we're here. So how did it happen? I'll give you a timeline, and I guess this timeline will bleed into the rest of the stuff that I posted on social media regarding where I've been, what's been going on, my walk with Christ, how things have been going. So essentially, I was at this pro run at this high school gym with a bunch of other pros. I was preparing for an opportunity that would take me outside the country, if you know, you know. And I was supposed to be leaving actually at the end of this month, September. And I was just prepping, getting some good quality running with some people. And my second game into that run, I tried to do a veer step, my left hand, just try to kind of do a bump lay. And on the initial bump, my leg planted, and instead of when you hyperextend your knee when it's forward and backward, my knee went like this.
Ah!
So my kneecap, everything in my knee just buckled out of place. It was excruciating, I'm not gonna lie. It was probably one of the most painful injuries I've ever been in up to date. I went, got an MRI, I wanna say the day after. That's when I found out about what was going on with my knee, how it was ruptured, all that good stuff. That happened July 31st of 2025, almost a month and a half ago. And before that, I was pretty healthy. I was pretty much healthy. I was trimming down some weight. I was getting down to a really good playing weight that I wanted to get at so I could play where I wanted to play at. Previously, before that, in March of 2025, I had partially torn my hamstring. So I was battling some injuries, throughout this year and the year before that. I was struggling a lot to try to maintain good health in terms of physical, also my mental, because I was sustaining so many injuries, so much trauma to my body. And I was trying to figure that out. So let me clear up some of the misnomers and the narratives that most people have floating around on social media. I've seen it. I've been off of social media for quite some time, almost 2 years now. Did that intentionally because I wanted to kind of just step back, kind of reevaluate myself, reevaluate my relationship with Jesus, reevaluate my relationship with my friends, the people who are in my circle still currently, and people who had who are no longer there. I wanted to kind of see what was going on, what was happening in my life. So I'll clear up some of the stuff. My last actual setting where I played basketball on a platform was season 8 of Next Chapter. That was filmed, I think, October of 2023, going into 2024. So that was the last time I set foot and played competitively on a platform. Anything that had been released after that was filmed prior. So anything that was with MK, I saw some stuff about that. All of that stuff that had came out afterwards, all of that stuff was prior to me filming season 8 of Next Chapter when I played Ellis. Upon playing Ellis, obviously you guys know I lost. In that game, I tore my meniscus in my right knee. Now, that tear wasn't as bad as the current one now. I did
Wait,
feel
so
it
is
in the
that the
game.
same leg?
I tried to play through it. The next day I tried to play through it again, but my knee was so swollen. A couple days later I got an MRI, found out it was torn. And that surgery was very expensive, so I didn't even get up to go get this surgery. I tried to do, an unconventional way of rehabbing. Trying to just rehab myself back to, playing health. And at that time, I was still technically signed to Next Chapter.
Hey, I'm not no funny. Man, you got to make sure you have insurance, bro. You got to I'm talking to every player in the scene. You got to make sure you have insurance, bro, because let me tell you something, bro. Damn, I forgot my skin was like that. Go back to the regular. Because let me tell you something, bro. It could get wicked if you don't. You got to make sure you have health insurance. It's one of those situations that it's mandatory you have.
During that injury. So I got injured in October, was still signed all the way up until January, and I didn't know whether I was going to get the surgery or not, so I was still trying to rehab my way back into playing, but there was just something weird about that tear, something weird about that injury. Kind of remind me of like Lonzo Ball's knee injury, where it's like you're trying to figure out what's wrong with it, but it doesn't really, it's not quite there. So then some stuff happened on social media that, I got in my feelings. I'll be real. People started making fun about me walking with Jesus now, and people are starting to, attribute my loss to that. And it was just all this other stuff that was going on that was just like, I just didn't want no part of it. So I removed myself. Just so much stuff that I just wanted to kind of separate myself. I took it upon myself to, once the contract was over, I kind of just separated. I waited up until that point to kind of just, take a step back from everything, focus on my relationship with Jesus, focus on my walk. One of the biggest things for me
I'm not
was
playing about that. So
like
I
I
ain't
was
got no comment on
professing to be a man of God, but living a lifestyle that
that. One thing I learned on the internet though. One thing I learned on the internet. Don't show your vulnerability on the internet, bro. Don't be vulnerable on the internet. What Will should have done was he should have just let that be and just profess that to himself, within himself, and whatever the case may be. But don't be vulnerable on the internet. That's one thing I learned. Don't show the internet nothing. Nothing.
pleasing in the eyes of God. Like it was just countercultural. Like it was saying that I love God and trying to attribute all my blessings to God, but then still living a sinful lifestyle and still playing with my sin, right? Like not taking sin seriously and not really dealing with and taking accountability for my actions in my life, and just really matching my life to the words of Christ. So that kind of played its whole, part, and I kind of just removed myself and from people who was associated with the matter, just because I was like, if anybody can, in my opinion, like can laugh at you for a public declaration of faith or something like that, I could only imagine what was being said about me behind closed doors. And only God knows those conversations. And then obviously some of those conversations have been made known to me in private. So I removed myself from the scene. No bad blood, no bad feelings to any of those people. Love Friga, love Scotty, love all of the people over at Next Chapter. It's just I personally had to remove myself from the environment because of my injury.
I ain't gonna lie though. I ain't gonna lie. Accountability. Don't play the victim role. Don't play the victim role. Don't try to play the victim role in this video. You know what you was on. Yeah, you know what you was on. That's all I'm saying. You know what you was on.
What I was going through spiritually, mentally. There was a lot of stuff going on in my life, and I really needed to kind of regroup, recuperate, and get myself back on track. So that was October 2023, going into 2024. I then tried to get the surgery done in April of 2024. So about 7 months after the injury, I get the surgery done because I haven't been able to find any progress with the rehab that I was doing for my knee. So now I get the surgery done, and lo and behold, the surgery wasn't even done the right way. They were supposed to repair it, and they ended up just kind of scoping it out and just cleaning up the tear, and it made my knee actually worse than what I went into it. So now I'm struggling trying to get back rehab, trying to get the mobility back in my knee, trying to figure out how to, balance that out. And I ended up re-injuring that knee again. 4 months after surgery, I re-injured it again. So it put me out even further. So now I'm trying to scramble my way, trying to find the right therapist, trying to find the right people, the right trainer, just trying to find my way in rehabbing. And I'm putting on weight at this time. I'm not really working out, I'm not getting in the gym, I'm not really doing much. But one thing that I would say is my relationship with God during that season definitely did get stronger, so that's a plus. I realized who my real friends were. That was a big plus. And I was able to meet the love of my life during that season of my life, right? So I ended up getting married. So for those of you guys who don't know, I ended up getting married. I've been married for almost a year now, going on a year. This November will be a year. And I've just been working on my marriage, working on my body, working on my spiritual, volunteering at my church, being faithful, serving at my church, helping people become disciples of Jesus Christ. Like really just out there living the words of Christ and not just saying it, not professing it, but really just doing it. That was really one of the things that I wanted to do with myself was like, be about what I preach or be about what I say. If my bio says, man of God or follower of Christ or has a Bible verse, I want to know what that Bible verse means, explain that Bible verse, but then also live that Bible verse out. I just don't want to just be a cultural Christian that professes, yeah, I believe in Jesus, but my belief doesn't really, it's not lived out. You know what I'm saying? So for example, like with my wife, right? Like I'm not going to just profess words, say words that I love my wife. I'm going to show her with my actions that I love her wife. But if my actions don't match up with my words, then there's a contradiction there. In the same sense of saying I love God, saying that I'm a child of God, I'm a follower of Christ, I believe in Jesus, right? God bless, thank God for all the blessings in my life, but then my life is not reflecting that. I treat people with disgust, I'm greedy. Not saying those are things that I am right now, but in the past I was. So those are some of the things that happened. So got married, found my relationship with God much stronger, much deeper. My faith has increased. And then I went into this season of just studying, man. Studying, learning about God, learning about who he is, studying the Bible, studying different religions, studying everything about what other religions have to say about Christianity. And I just kind of just fell in love with just history. So I became like a nerd. I just started studying everything, having conversations, debates, and all of that good stuff. And then I slowly started to let my body heal. Let my body heal from all the trauma that I've caused it, from ankle sprains and the surgery and all of the injuries that I've sustained over the course of my life. And during that time, I put on some weight. So then I started to get back in the gym. My main goal was to shed weight, 15 pounds. I got to about 12 until my new injury. I started working out 6 days a week, waking up at 4 in the morning, getting in the word, getting to the gym, weight room. Not as much as I wanted to. I was going about 2-3 times a week, but I was in the gym basketball-wise with cardio, skills development, shooting, playing 6 days a week, 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. in the morning. Sometimes even after that, just getting back into the rhythm of things. And then during that time of me being faithful, me being disciplined, I was landed with an opportunity to perform in front of an agent. Agent took a liking to me, wanted to send me across the waters, and then boom, knee injury happened. So the knee injury kind of set me back a year and some change.
Oh my God. Set you back another year? God, dog, boy, you got, hey, one thing I want to commend you for. You got the mental fortitude right now, boy. This most recent knee injury set you back another year and some change? Potentially 2 years? A year and some change if everything goes right.
The estimated recovery time for that is looking like about 6 to 8 months. It's the same as
recovery time as in after the surgery. And then you got to start rehabbing. and then you got to start playing and cutting and shedding weight. It's 2 years.
ACL
Oh, it's a year and a half.
recovery, because what they did was they repaired things. They didn't clean it up. They did a lot of repairing in there. So I have to be basically off my feet for quite a bit. That's pretty much it. I don't think I have any other things to say regarding that, but I appreciate all the love and support that you guys give me. I hope that this video has cleared up a lot of things for you guys, gave you guys some insight. I do have videos that I've been working on, been trying to drop, been trying to get back into the groove of things, but obviously with the injury really took a toll on me mentally and physically. When I tell you that upon that surgery, that was probably the most pain that I've ever been in. So I kind of just didn't really want to be on social media or post anything or record anything because of how much pain I was in. But now I have a good balance of my pain medications, I'm on my crutches, got my brace, and I'm just chilling. Covering one day at a time, one rep at a time, letting God be the author of everything. Last and final, to answer the question about me playing basketball, if I quit, no, I didn't quit. Thought about it after the first surgery, but no. I got so much game left in me. I got so much left in the tank. Got a lot of unfinished business, emphasis on that. A lot of rematches, emphasis on that. Games that I should have never lost, emphasis on that. And a lot of opportunities across the waters, emphasis on that. I'm gonna.
If you get, if and when you shake back, I'm ready. So, shit, we got a payday with that one. And that's a game you should have lost. Ain't no you shouldn't have lost. You should have lost. Standing on that shit. Because the first game you play, I could say, the first game we play, I could say I should have won the game. But no, the first game we played, you should have won because you won.
Make sure that I'm taking all the opportunities, I'm seizing all the opportunities that I can while I'm young.
I'm ready whenever you're ready.
We take matchups. Take whatever matchups y'all want to see. There's a lot of matchups that I'm starting to look into that I would love to play against when I get back healthy. Hopefully they're still in the scene. Hopefully they're healthy. Hopefully we can create games that will last lifetimes. Like my last 1v1 was a banger. Probably one of the best 1v1s, of that year. If arguably still one of the best 1v1s.
Nah, it's still one of the best ones.
Like it's arguably, it's up there. So I want to bring that energy back. I want to be able to come back into the space, be the dog, but I really don't feel like I need to talk down at you to make myself feel better or to make you look worse. I'm just gonna let my game do the talking just to make sure that I'm being an impact to those who are around me. Man, so much love and support that I've received after posting on social media recently about my recovery, about everything that I'm going through. And I just want to be a positive light. I want to shine the light of Christ through my game. I want to glorify God through my game. And hopefully that inspires one of you to be like, man, like that's a dude who loves God and he loves basketball and he's doing it right. And he can compete with integrity. He can compete with morality without having to tear somebody else down and just leave it all on the floor. So that's really what I want to be about. 2026, 2027 is where I'm looking to.
Damn! I thought you were about to say, I don't know where. Hey, listen, I'm definitely down. But 2026, 2027, who knows what a scene will be at, bro? Who knows what a scene will be at? But I'm definitely down to break the tie. Because that's a payday. I'm with all the paydays.
Come back in, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Day by day, week by week, month by month, and we'll take up all matchups, man. There's a lot of matchups that I'm looking forward to when I get back into the scene. I'll kind of leave that for you guys to speculate. You guys kind of already know some of the matchups that I'm kind of urging for, but there's also some new matchups that I would love to
outside of me, I can see him playing Kel. Him and Kel had that. Him and Kel was beefed out in the season 8. Them niggas was beefed out. Who else? I can see him play Malik if he's 100%. If he's 100% healthy, I can see him play Malik.
Match up against some lefties.
But goddamn, we talking about 2027. Chat 2027. God, and that's if everything goes perfect.
Some new guards, some who talk a lot, some who don't talk. So it's going to be dope. It's going to be dope. I look forward to it. And I just love y'all, man. I really do appreciate y'all. Love all the support. Love all the people that I've been a part of as far as platforms. Shout out to Next Chapter, Ball is Life, Off the Dribble, In the Lab. Devin, appreciate you for giving me.
Yeah, but anyway, man, what I was about to say. Yeah, man, first of all, I wish you a speedy recovery. I do not wish that on anybody. And it seems like you have learned a lot within your journey. So I'm definitely not about to even play around with God or Jesus like that because that is the most high. So I'm not even about to play about that. But yeah, man, listen, bro, I'm down. You know I'm down. I'm down to get the trilogy done. So but make sure we gotta make. Hey, listen, between me and you though, we gotta make sure the chicken right. I'm sorry, me and you ain't playing no third game for no little bit of chicken. We gotta make sure that the business makes sense for both of us. But we'll cross that bridge if we even get there. 2026, 2027. Jesus Christ, I don't even know where everything's gonna be at by then. But man, wishing you a speedy recovery, wishing you good health, and I'm wishing everything goes right because I don't have no ill will. Still don't. No pun intended. And yeah, we move on from things. But I'm with the trilogy. 100%.